Well, how did this whole concert come to be? For most of my teaching career, Nicole and I have been doing a combined concert in February. As we saw the band program growing, and along with it, an audience that was less likely to fit in the available space, we knew it was time to bring the combined concert series in its current form to a close. And if something that's been this much fun and this good for the kids is going to end, we might as well end with a bang. So 3 or 4 years ago, Nicole and I came up with an idea of a commission concert. A commission is when someone sponsors a composer to write a new piece of music. We decided to start saving fundraiser money and reaching out to our favorite composers to see if anyone was willing. Very quickly, we landed on Mr. Grice and Mr. Conaway. As a bonus, both were willing to come and conduct their new work at a concert. As with many commissions, the individual or group sponsoring the commission dedicates the new music to something or someone. Nicole came up with an excellent idea for a dedication, and I quickly and wholeheartedly agreed. We'll get more specific on that dedication idea later. For now, know that when any other group will play this commission, our dedication will be at the top of the page for all to see. Before we go any further, there are several people who have been with us along the way and made this possible. If you are a member of the Central Administration, a member of our building administration, the Creekside and Cityside, a school board member, a teacher, or a member of the Zealand Education Foundation Board, by the way, they awarded us a very generous grant towards this project. Would you please stand up and be recognized? Thank you. You make experiences like this possible for Zealand kids. Next up to the podium is Mrs. Byer.
I brought friends. They're afraid. They've been on the stage many times, but for some reason it feels different today. We are very excited to dedicate these 2 songs to both Jill and Pam today. We've already talked a little bit about Zeal and the Zealand explanations coming up soon. But just so everybody knows, we get all the applause, and they do all the work. We do a lot of the teaching, it's true. But they make it so that we can concentrate on the teaching. And that is essential. The fundraising, the extra help with kids, the going over with the one kid, again, what a key signature is, the teaching rhythms, the sectional work, the motivation, the hugs, the Kleenex. Everything they do for kids lets us teach. I don't know if you noticed, but we just made 170 kids disappear and 130 appear. And the 6th graders aren't here right now. So between Mr. Good and myself, we teach over 500 students daily. It is almost impossible to connect with them. We try, but it's almost impossible. Because we have our right hands with us, it's so much more possible. And everybody knows that your kids will stay invested in school if they feel like there's someone in that building that loves them, that cares for them, and is watching over them. And there's a lot of people on the stage that do that daily. So, they're not the music aides, they're not the principal's aide, they're not the choir accompanist, they just wear all those hats. They are the people that make this worth it, and it's our turn to say thank you to them. I have something to say about the students later, so don't think I've forgotten them. It's just coming later. We have two things for Pam and Jill today to commemorate this awesome event. My dad had a star named after him when I was like 10, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever, but I've never seen the star. You get to hear your star tonight. That's pretty sweet. Each one of them has a booklet that has notes from kids from 6th through 12th grade. I read through some of them, sorry. Don't have a diary if you're my kid. You did what? To quote a couple kids along the way, you are my very favorite person in the building. Thank you for being there when I wanted to quit. Thank you for never giving up on me. The kids said these things. So you get to read those later when you're at home and no one's watching you. And then we have these two cool trophy things. I'm going to read them both and then we can applaud, but they kind of say the same thing, but it's a little different. I think it's important to hear them both. So this one says, Zeal by Matt Conaway is dedicated to Pamela Kesselje in recognition of her long-standing commitment to the musical successes of the Zealand Middle School bands. Nicole Weyer and Aaron Good directors with the date in our auditorium. And this one says, Zealand by Rob Rice is dedicated to Jill Meeuwsen in recognition of her long-standing commitment to the musical successes of the Zealand Middle School bands. Nicole Weyer and Aaron Good directors, today's date in auditorium. Please help me give one more applause to these two fabulous ladies. They've both prepared a speech. No speech? Song and dance. No, okay, you can go back to your seat then. You have nothing to offer. Thank you. Okay, 8th graders. Is that reed still wet? You may want to check, because we're going to play now. In fact, 5 seconds, play a couple notes and then stop. Ready, go. Trust me. Okay, here we go with the 8th grade band. We haven't said yet that with all of the snow days, this concert was a whopping 15-day preparation. Your kids learn fast. They're smart. We also beat them over the head with music, but they take it. Mr. Conaway, who conducted Zeal, was supposed to conduct the next number. He was trapped at Purdue University, and as an Indiana University graduate, I think that's probably the worst thing that could ever happen to somebody. But he too was an IU grad, so I think he somehow found a way to do something for to the university. We ran it this morning with Mr. Good conducting, and it was great. It's just a little too complicated to throw a new conductor at them at the concert, so we're going to go ahead and stick with Mr. Good on this, even though the program says that Mr. Conaway is conducting. In the extreme north and south, winter brings more than colder temperatures. It also brings the absence of sunrise. Ain't that the truth? In some inhabited areas, the sun retreats below the horizon for as long as 65 days. Sol Invictus, or Unconquered Sun, is written as a fanfare to celebrate that first sunrise after months of darkness. Please welcome to the podium, Mr. Aaron Good.